When you are a man and you see a pretty goat and you go ding ding. Welcome back to Link's Awakening DX. I did some secrets, and now I have the Expert Sword. And now I'm gonna go in Jabu-Jabu's belly now. Or more accurately, Catfish's maw. The 5th dungeon. We're now officially halfway through the game. We have 4 of the instruments. This will be our 5th. And it doesn't look very organic in here like it did in Ocarina. Not in the least. I guess the Game Boy couldn't really handle that kind of thing. Or maybe they thought the kiddos couldn't handle it. I don't know. But this area is supposed to be inside a giant catfish. Thus, we have blocks and tiles everywhere. And bats. Plenty of bats. You know what catfish feed on? Bats. Because they have to. It's part of their job. But we're gonna have to find items in here. Of course. Not like we could bring the compass with us from like the first dungeon. No. There's a weird magnetic field in every different dungeon, so we need a different compass. Also, why does it detect chests anyway? This is not how a compass works! Is it a compass or a compass? Does it really matter? I don't think so. We're gonna have to go this way. Ah, these things! These things are the reason why I'd like to prove that this game is actually running at 60 frames a second. Because if it wasn't, these would look really weird to you. But no, they look so smooth, don't they? They should. I've been testing my videos. Luckily, the strobing shadows are actually helpful for seeing if it's 60 FPS or not. I wonder what puzzle is in here. I hear key sound, but I don't see key. Is it in the skeletons like the original Zelda? No, that's not the case. In fact, it's very, very obvious. If they're running out of ideas. You make a square out of squares. And then you'll get a key. This looks ominous. And completely irrelevant. We don't need to worry about that at all. It's ridiculous and stupid. So, this was a fun section. I hope you enjoyed it. It was good for getting one key. One whole key out of the entire dungeon. So, say goodbye to that. Also, the Expert Sword is really good at taking care of those guys. Because I can snipe them. So I intend on not getting hit by bats. I intend on blasting them to smithereens instead. I don't even need Guardian Acorns anymore. I have the Expert Sword. Now, we could get confused very easily in this dungeon. It's a rather big mess. It's a rather big mess. We could go that way, but there's nothing we could do that way. So we're going to be going up. I know this because I've studied. I've studied my dungeonology. I'm a dungeoneer at heart. Actually, I think we do need to go that way. I flunked dungeonology. They just gave me my license out of a courtesy. They saw what I did in La Milana and they said, hey, maybe you could handle a basic dungeon made out of catfish. No, that was not the case. You do need to be in here. There's things in here. Like sparks that I can't murder yet. Yep, I need that thing right there. It's important to me. It's important to the work. It's important to the great work. A Stonebeak. You know, come to think of it, it's not all that important. It just animates the stone Cedrics. Do I really need it? Well, I guess if you want advice and know how to solve puzzles without being psychic, then you're gonna need a Cedric. Everyone's gonna need a Cedric. Here's your Cedric for today. Can't destroy a skeleton with your sword? Try using a bomb. Well, thank you for being useless. I can kill skeletons with this. Guaranteed. I hope it's not a skeleton. Oh boy, it's a skeleton! So he looks a little confused, like it was his first day on the job. But it's time to murder him dead. Just pin him in a corner and do this. What has he learned? He learned that I don't need bombs, ever. He's out of here, though. Hey, you're supposed to explode in the fairy. Ah. Well, that was a mini-boss, but he wasn't much of one. Oh well, maybe he got his boss tips off of the 4th dungeon boss. Hey, what item? Where is item? Oh, it got stolen by Master Skullman. I hate him. We're not going down that yet. That'll come important later. This is what we have to fiddle with right now. It's one of these kinds of things. What do I mean by that? Well, many things. We can go this way, but we can't do anything here. Except grab a power-up. I really need the power. I need the power to destroy skeletons. That one isn't destroyed enough. We need to try again. We could go this way, but that's not important either yet. No, we're gonna hit this switch, and we're going this way. To another fight with Skeleton Man. See, there he is right there. Yeah, you didn't hide very well. Luckily, I know my dungeons. Alright, it's time for you to die yet again. Ah! Well, there goes my ability to shoot you in the face. Ah! I only had my assault rifle. Link has one of those. Well, it seems like sword doesn't affect you this time. Luckily, I also did my bombology research. And I learned that bomb plus arrow means arrow bombs. And now he has learned his lesson, yet again. I can't beat you, you got arrow bombs! That's what he's learned. Also, doesn't this room look a little familiar to you? Yeah, doesn't it look kind of like the first battleground, but a little bit different? Oh well, I'm sure it's not important. I think we gotta go this way now. There's other things we need to do here besides getting treasure chests. Also, I need those bombs for exploding skeletons. There's gonna be lots of bombs and arrow pickups around here. They're just gonna be flying, because that's what they like to do. Alright, that looks foreshadowing right there. That looks, like I need to get something that extends things. But surely that is not the case. There's no extendifier in the entire game. But it looks like this door is being stubborn. I killed all the enemies. That's because you have to go over here and kill that enemy. And if you're wondering where that room goes, it goes to here. This will also be important later. It's like this dungeon is non-linear. I just forced myself into the wrong direction. I need to go back the other way now. Ah. Yes, I could charge through those crystals, but what's the point? I need to go this way. I did things, and now I gotta do more things that involve stabbing things in the face. Because Link seems to enjoy that activity, you know? I'm concerned about him a little bit. Oh great, not this guy again. Look, you want more arrow bombs? I got more arrow bombs for you. Sometimes if you attack him immediately, he will not do his dialogue. I was busy having my own dialogue. More arrow bombs for you. Man, it's so easy when you're powered up with arrow bombs and a level 2 sword. He's like a big pushover. A big bony pushover. And these are little bony pushovers. Look how much of a pushover they are. I'm not even bothering with them. I gotta bother with them a little bit. They're being annoying. Alright, is this finally the item I seek? No, it is a map. Of course. Well, at least the maps make sense, because they're all different shapes and stuff. That doesn't exactly look like a catfish, though. That kind of looks like the snake dungeon from the first game. You see, you got the head up there, and you got the snake body. And it's facing to the left. And the dungeon seems to be in its eye area. Sadly, that is, that's room number 3, it seems like. And we're still a dungeon item short. I have a feeling that that skeleton guy has my dungeon item. I know this. I feel it. He's not hiding it from me that easily. I will get what's mine. But the problem is, I gotta go all the way back to the beginning area. We got a glimpse of that room that we need to be in. When I was just farting around, getting a key, and saying, hey, it's completely pointless. Well, you know what? I lied to you. You can't trust ArmoredChocobo all the time. You can only trust ArmoredChocobo 98.5% of the time. The rest of the time, it's a crapshoot. So we have to head to this room again. We can enjoy the slidey pillars. Did you enjoy the slidey pillars? I sure did. Luckily, we don't need to solve this puzzle yet again. Alright, skeleton. Now you're in for it. I got plenty of bombs and arrows for you. Also, did it say something else before his dialogue box popped up? It's like leftover dialogue that they didn't want in the game, but they didn't take it out. You can't outlast me, though. Look at all the weapons I have. I'm so awesome. Well, he's going to learn my awesomeness firsthand. With a good arrow bombing in the face. And that's the end of Skeleton Man. He got arrow bombed to death by me. And I got myself an exclamation point! It's actually the hook shot. It's just drawn really weird. If you remember from Ocarina of Time, it's the same hook shot. Or I guess in this case, it's Link to the Past hook shot. But it looks weird. It looks like I shouldn't be using my bow so often. It doesn't break crystals. But it kind of looks like it's hard to see, but it kind of looks like a kunai, like a giant shuriken attached to a chain. It doesn't look like the hook shot we know and love, which is just basically a spear on a chain. Basically a long harpoon. And to think about it, if you skewered an enemy with this, it should kill, right? I mean, it's a giant bladed object. Well, this game at least got it right. And even though I got like a "you picked up something" noise out of that, I really didn't earn anything from taking his face. It just makes him easier to hit. Okay, I'll take it. Why the heck not? Also, there's a treasure chest right here near the entrance we need the hook shot for. And I like to do that now. Right here. 200 rupees! Tingle would be so proud of me. Look at that. I'm making rupees like an intern. Soon I'll get my green suit back. I'll be wearing tea. Don't think about that one too hard. Actually, what would be the difference if Link decided to dress like Tingle? There really wouldn't be a difference, would there? It's still green either way. It still has a hood. I guess it would be tighter in some places, but that's about it. I adore Tingle, what can I say? Now, there's other treasure chests for me to loot. There's a trifecta of chests up this way. But I'm gonna have to do this puzzle again. We're not gonna be going that way just yet, but we will be soon. It's getting closer. In fact, we could just sneak around the other way. There's nothing for me to grab here. I'm gonna have to change my item, and I don't want to do that. Also, my sword isn't flashing. That's a little weird. Oh, right, yeah, I have the Guardian Acorn. Alright, there's two ways you can do this. You can just jump over here, or you can move over there and hookshot your way over. I like doing it the easy way. And it gets us 50 rupees. But that's not all. We also need to go over here for a small key. And also, that's not all. We're gonna go up this way, and we're gonna make ourselves a bridge using the hookshot. You know what? I was lazy. I didn't want to walk up for these 50 rupees. I do what I want. And unlike Minish Cap, this will stay extended. And it won't retract on you like other games. I need to go that way. There's no other way around it. I need to go this way. Yeah, your sword and shield can't stop you from hookshotting. I don't think there's anything up that way anymore, is there? No, it's just a dead end. That's where we fight a skeleton dude. So we're done with the north part of this area. There seems to be a chest over there I don't quite have yet. It's probably the Nightmare's Key. I'm correct on every count. That is the Nightmare's Key. But it's a little tricky to get to. Also, I need to make sure I have 2 keys. Which I don't. I only have 1 key. You know what? Let's see where the stairs go, because I've kind of forgotten. Ah, yes, welcome to Blooperville. No. Someone yelled at me about that. Those are Cheep Cheeps. Bloopers are the octopi things. Now we have to go this way. But no, actually we don't. Yeah, I kind of went the wrong way, and I will show you why. There is a Cedric here if you're lost. Dive under where the torchlight beams cross. That's a reference to a room we've seen. I wonder if you could remember it. But that's another reason why we need a small key. We need to get over there. Sadly, we cannot do that from here. And I don't think there's a way to cheap it out, like in the 4th dungeon. So that's kind of not useful to us at all. Also, the Armo statues here, they're just there because they're there. So this room was actually completely pointless, other than getting a puzzle solution. That's it. Just basically a Zelda version of a Lama Lana tablet. That's all these Cedric statues are, really. Except they're less cryptic and not written by a guy that wants to harm you in many different ways. So where haven't we gone, is the question we should ask ourselves now. How about up this way? You know what? I should just use the hook shot. It's a lot better at killing iron heads. Especially since I could take their face away and just turn them into a blob dude. Yep, we haven't been here. Also, I need these arrows in the worst way. I only have 3. I need them for things. So you know what? I'm just gonna respawn this room a whole bunch. Ah, you know what? The arrows don't respawn until you go 3 rooms in. So, you can't do that just yet. But we can use this though. I want power! Give me power! Give me all the power. Yes, thank you, I know. I picked up like 80,000 of these already. I'm good. Ah, there's the second key. Right here. We got ourselves a small key. I got myself some murdered iron faces. He got especially murdered. Murdered into a pit. So, we're kind of done with this section now. You know what? This is just to show off the hookshot. It's really all this room is. They could have just made a room where you could just walk around, but no. You need to be able to do fancy stuff with a hookshot. Ah, Nintendo, you silly sometimes. You're so very silly. Also, what is under this chest? Is it 1 billion rupees? People would just leave it by. Oh, it's a fairy. Not quite 1 billion rupees. I could go somewhere that's not Hyrule and maybe sell it in a bottle and say, look at this magical creature, isn't it weird? Now, I completely don't have to do what I'm doing right now. This area right here is completely optional. It has 2 Gomas in it. But, there was other ways to get over, I'm pretty sure. So this fight is optional. The bow is also optional. I kinda just wanted the ammo just cuz. But we're gonna have to defeat both of these Gomas, and there really is no point to doing it. As far as I could tell. I'm pretty sure I finished a dungeon once without fighting these guys at all. So we could use the bow, that's a standard for Goma, because, just look at the guy. He has a giant eyeball. He showed up in boss class and said, I don't have a weak spot! I don't know what you're talking about! But he also has another weakness. He has 2 weaknesses, that's how much of a lame boss he is. That's why he's only a mini-boss here. Hyrule Warriors laughs at him. I sure laugh at him. Unless he appears with other bosses, then he's kind of a pain in the butt. But he can also use the hookshot. In fact, I think the hookshot paralyzes him in place, too. And makes him do the same attack over and over again until he dies. But yeah, 4 hook shots or 3 bow shots, and you've got yourself a dead Goma. Also, I'm so powerful now, those things don't turn into gels anymore. But I'm pretty sure this is the way I have to go. Oh look, more arrows I don't need anymore. Because I have hook shot. And also, that's totally not Bowser. Just like this is totally not Jabu-Jabu. Even though Jabu-Jabu came later, which means it's ripping off this game. When did Ocarina of Time come out? That was like, 99, 2000, right? Am I saying that correctly? Or did it come out like as a release title for the N64? Because that would put this one on the coattails of the other. Ah, oh well. I don't know my Zelda history that well. I played Ocarina of Time, I've beaten it, I just don't remember when they made it. I played it a lot later. Oh, right! I don't have a nightmare key yet. So I came this way for nothing. I need to head back to that room that I'd shown you was important, but not quite. In fact, can't I just take the shortcut from Goma's room? You know what, I'm just gonna experiment now. I'm experimenting with Zelda. Because Zelda's experimenting with me. Is it shorter to get to the water room this way? Because we can ignore this, go this way. We have to get to the four-way puzzle room again. And then we finally have to go left. You know what, I think that is a little bit shorter. I discovered a shortcut. If you could call it that. For me, it was just a dumb cut, because I was being dumb. I really shouldn't have had to worry about that. But yeah, this room is important now. Do you see the lights? Do you see the lights crossing? Do the math! I'll do the math down here. The water math. Instant math, just add water. And also bloopers. These are actually bloopers. So Mario person can stop yelling at me. I got their names right now. I got the Chargin' Chuck and the Bonsai Bills. We're good now, right? And this is what I needed before. This thing. The Nightmares Key. Now, I could go back through underwater, or I could use the song. Man, this ocarina is amazing! Not only could it sound like multiple instruments, but also like a familiar MIDI. That's kinda weird, isn't it? And once you know it, I kind of forgot where the thing was. This dungeon's kind of a big mess to me. It's like 4 and 5 really shouldn't have existed. It's just like one big smear of stuff. It's like these dungeons weren't designed all that well. Alright, one more time for the Gipper. We're gonna go through here. We're gonna laugh at Goma being lame. Realize I could have used the shortcut from the entrance and just gone here without having to go through all those rooms. And we'll finally get to fight ourselves with a boss. Get an instrument, and then rethink our life a little bit. Because clearly something wrong is happening. Something very wrong. I have angered some kind of god. Some kind of Zelda god. Is it Faeror? Is it Din? Is it the one that nobody remembers? Because I don't. Ah, from that inflection you sound like a snake person. You're clearly a snake person, aren't you? You know what? I already fought Snake. It was Moldorm. Yep, he's a giant snake, and he's got a mace tail. It's, what the hell is his name? You know what? I can't remember right now. I'll look it up when I'm done the video. I think his name is Slime-Eel, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there's 2 slime bosses in this game. All you have to do is grab him with the hook shot while he's coming by. Sometimes he'll pop out and you'll see a heart on his belly. Other times he'll pop out and explode. You don't want the times where he explodes. You know what? I'm tired of the tail chasing me. Alright, get over to one of these holes. Thank you. I wish I had the Triforce of Power, but I kind of lost it in the fit of getting lost. So I think he only pops out of the wall and explodes if you hit him wrong, which is like being too early or too late. What is he talking about, though? It's a tourist trap! They're gonna get all your rupees now! That's kinda ominous. Also, that ominous music was playing, too. Oh well, he's dead now. I don't need to worry about it. All I have to worry about is getting a xylophone! Oh, it's a marimba made out of wind. Isn't a marimba just a small xylophone? You know what? I think it might be the Yanapi of xylophones. That's what I think it is. That's my theory now. A shrine! Now we're getting into archaeology. And island secrets. This is going to be learning a little bit more about what he has to say. But this has been a very long video. I just realized I haven't looked at the timer this entire time. So I guess that dungeon is worth its salt in its own little way. Next time on Link's Awakening DX, we're done with the Catfish Maw. Now we could do other things. I got a hook shot, so that means I could go to new secret areas. Good night, folks.